Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello. How's everybody doing? What's up, Idiotness? What's up, Snack? What's up, Pixel? What's up, Kingo? What's up, Will? 5 people, 5 unique messages? That's fun. Alright, now you have to talk in that order for the rest of the stream, okay? So now it's Snack's turn. We're gonna chat in rainbow order tonight. D is also for Dick. Yo, what's up, buddy, bro? Shit! It's ruined! It's so over! What's up, Comb? The D is for Laura. How's everybody doing? I am doing anxious. I started stream and instantly 20 frames dropped. And that's all we've dropped. It did quickly go into like the yellow, then went back to normal. And has seemed to hold steady ever since, but nothing instantly ruins my mood more than, oh, it's gonna be one of those streams. Or at least that feeling. So we'll see. Oh, we'll see. It's like every Comb stream. I know. He passed the curse back to me. But how's everybody doing? Hello, Sizual. Smiles has been about that D all this time. You know it. Oh, what wonderful emotes these are, Pixel. You having a little hot dog and hamburger combo? Oh, I see. It's the same channel, but one's a follower emote, one's a sub, I see. Oh, all the better to shit with. Makes sense. Are you guys ready? I'm excited. I assume we'll end up doing this whole first day as Edgeworth, and then that might be it for the boy. But I guess we'll find out. I can't remember if I've brought this up on stream before or not. Maybe I did. But I have come up with an idea. Hang on. I've come up with an idea for how to celebrate the ending of the trilogy. I'm still kind of workshopping how exactly I'm going to do it. I thought I had figured out something, but then I don't know if I liked what I was doing. I don't know. I don't even want to have it ready for the final stream because I probably want the final stream to occur, and then just so that I can, get closure on it and then use that. for the project. But I got ideas cooking. And I'm pretty sure I've determined what we're gonna play after this game on Tuesdays, which should be fun. Old Deuteragonist from Cats. I love to see ideas. Yeah, ideas are fun. Are you guys ready? Should we get started? I don't know how long we'll go tonight, but you know the goal is to kind of get through whatever this first day of trial is or ends up looking like. I know we're gonna cross-examine Larry. Seems to be our first priority because Edgeworth was like, "Fuck this! I'll put him on the goddamn stand." Enough with this Cyclock bullshit. So that might all we end up doing. Well, I guess we'll figure it out. Bought 2 pounds of cheese when I got groceries this week. Hell fucking yeah. We doing a little cheese week? I don't know why, because I'm lactose intolerant. They gotta have cheese in the house. And cheese never goes bad, Mirakun. You can keep it forever. I'm down for a little bit of a cheese week. I guess 2 pounds of cheese isn't like that much cheese, all things considered. But like, what if you just bought like a shitload of cheese? Let's get this shit show on the road. Ooh, and before it gets too late, I want to announce that, so tomorrow's Wednesday, so I'll be doing my typical, Wednesday night stream. We're gonna play more Spirit and the Mouse. But tomorrow is also the first day of the Old School RuneScape League event, which I have streamed at least once in the past, maybe a second time. So I'm thinking, I don't know, I'll probably do that tomorrow afternoon at some point. Just stream that for a couple hours, just because it's fun, and it'll be something fun for me to do. So, look forward to that sometime tomorrow afternoon. Time to be determined. Probably sometime between 1 and 2 p.m. Eastern. Alright, you guys ready? Let's get this show on the road. Continue. Smacker. February 9th, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. Oh my, Mr. Larice feels that way about me? Uh-oh. It's all gonna come crumbling down. Oh no. I fucking hate that guy. Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret door. Oh. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Oh my. Worry not. Suppress those feelings deep down. It's easy. I'll teach you. whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident. Mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Alternate stream titles, I was thinking like Miles Edgeworth versus Larry Butts, or just like something like that, or like even something like when Edgeworth starts to appear in the story more, you know it's getting toward the end, like something very manga like that. But I just had to go for the D. What if Edgeworth was a secret D this whole time? I mean, he is basically, as long as the D stands for defense. Does that mean Mr. Larice is the witness today? You bet your bibby he is. No. What? I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. What the heck? What the R? Miley's D. Dwerf. That would be deranged. And I wouldn't even put it past Oda to do something stupid like that. They don't even need Larry to be here. We can fucking crack him open. He doesn't even need to be on the stand. Loris D. Unim. I fucking hate some of those D reveals. Law. Alright, I guess. But there was one semi-recently where I'm like, I don't know. He doesn't need to be. There's no point to this. Oh, Sister Bikini. Yeah, revealed his name was Miles D. Waterworth or some dumb shit like that. I was thinking about like coming up with some like a stupid name. Waters Edgeworth. That's not bad actually. I was gonna come up with like Miles D. like Anita Edgeworth, or like something that starts with A, so that it's like D.A. like defense attorney. But I didn't even really consider like Water's Edge worth. That's pretty good. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. Oh yeah, that was pretty damning. Well, shoot. Well, that's no good. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dunim, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. You want to reveal like a twin sister or anything now? No, I think it would be more fun if that came up. Perhaps like a possessed demon form? No, I think that would be more fun if it just came up. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? You are a prosecutor, aren't you? What of it? Cross-examine Larry and the B camp said, well, I saw it. Be like, oh, shoot. Fucking grilling Larry Butts on the stand for like 3 hours, only for him to reveal that his secret was that he was jerking off in the love cabin or something. And so that way he couldn't possibly have witnessed it. And just being like, well, that was fucking awful. And then Bikini comes out. Yeah, I mean, I saw the murder, and I also saw that boy over there jerking himself off. How hard could being a defense attorney be, anyway? Phoenix has been doing it for years. half. I walked 3 hours to the Until Dawn cabin. Fuck that cabin. Are you sure about this? If your true identity is... How did we get past Cockcheck? Because we are in the building. Maybe we knew a secret way in. Maybe we wore Iris's hood. Maybe we wrapped it around our waist. And it prevented the sensors from properly detecting us. Hey, I think this is the second Trials and Tribulations stream I've been to, Lamau. Oh, alright, well, you're always welcome. Honestly, Wright isn't even good at this job, and he wins cases all the time. Forgot the judge does that. Oh, yeah. No, it's built in. That is foundational level lore. Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements, and he adjusts the hood. Out of touch with the bit ecosystem I've become. Could someone give me the skinny? Are there any wacky characters on the bench? Well, Iris Sagan, from Somnium Files is the Gavel Girl. She's been here this season. Ron Delight and Desi Delight are currently on a crime mayhem, because Ron Delight is immune to crime. It's a seasonal position. Yeah, well, you know, you get like a new intern every season, you know. It's like a work-study program. Elise Dunim is the author of the P.O. books, and she is some kind of a fortune teller. She seems to know the future. She wrote all of the P.O. books, which have been coming up over the course of the last 2 games. Double Jeopardy called. So you're saying I'm completely immune. Completely immune. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know. You know, the rest will come up. Who was the Tell Naf about the history of the whole back. Okay, so we came up with the backstory of the town, Naf. So you know how it's like one long road, right? It's just one fucking road. As it turns out, long ago in the ancient past, there was a giant person who had a giant Magatama, and his name was Jimmy John. And in order to feed the people, he crafted what he termed a sub sandwich, because it was smaller than he would normally make a sandwich for himself. So, you know, it was lesser. And he gifted it to the people to eat. And the town kind of formed around the sandwich. And the main road of the town is the leftover remains of the bun, or of the bread. And that's why it's a straight line. It's because it was a giant sandwich. And his name was Jimmy John. Well, I think Jimmy John himself is a name lost to town. Is a name lost to time. It's not very well known. But Jimmy John's, the restaurant, is related, but it's not really important. when Max Galactico opened up the Jimmy Johns in the town. It was fate, but it's not really important to the lore. Yeah, and also during the time where the incident happened with Dahlia and Terry Falls, they decided to return to like the front. Yeah. The town for like a year was like the old Wild West. They, for some reason, um, there was a time period where all like lawyers and like attorneys carried firearms in the courtroom, as was their right, until Mia Fey like rose to prominence, and she enacted the Mia Fey Accords, which banned all weapons from the courtroom, or at least all firearms. That was like her big like claim to fame. I think that's more or less it. I think those are the biggest of revelations. Oh, and Iris slash Dahlia slash whatever her other name was, whatever. She may or may not be possessed by like an ancient demon or something. I'm still kind of figuring it out. Help me out. Who's the character in Fire Emblem 7? Who is like the spirit that they meet like right at the end of the game, who like looks like different people or whatever depending on who you talk to him. That's the basis for Bikini's voice. She's kind of like a melting pot of all the voice bits. That's just Bramamond, if you say so. Oh, and Dahlia found the Fountain of Youth, becoming eternally 19 years old. Yeah, in order to make the last case not awful, it turned out she was 19 and had been so for some time. But maybe the fountain wore off and now she's 25. It's, you know, I think you're caught up. I've made the necessary. All right, good. We good? Cool. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. Thanks, Pixie. Yeah, we went back to make her 19, but she was 19 in the other flashback, so yeah. Listen, when you're coming in to like finish a story started by somebody else, you know, you gotta respect what they wrote, while also creating ways to make it work with, you know, how you're trying to progress the story. You know, it's a tough job. But right now, I am a defense attorney. Raw! Me, Miles D. Edgeworth. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Yo! Mr. Edgeworth. I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Raw. February 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Please be the normal judge and have Edgeworth with like a funny fake nose and mustache. Fuck! Boo! Boo! This guy stinks! this guy is fucking like racist and misogynist, not funny. We got at least one day of shit judge. Fuck. Man, this sucks. This guy isn't funny at all. This guy doesn't have a hilarious history with the rest of us. He doesn't even have a funny girl up there to bang its gavel. He just does it himself. And he doesn't even announce it. He just does it. What the fuck's up with that? Oh, well, we still went through cock check. We still wrapped the hood around our waist. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Also, this guy would know him, right? I mean, he's from 6 years ago, at least, right? Also, who's just gonna not know who Miles Edgeworth is, right? Why even make it a thing, if, you know, and then to take away the good judge? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh! The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. Bruh. This is so cool. I guess we haven't met him in a long time. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I am ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant. This could be the fastest stream ever. Oh! Oh! Yes! It's a 10! Raw! Let's from out of the portal! She came out of nowhere! Objection! Yeah, Felix would be calling bullshit if he was here. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I can't possibly imagine who could possibly keep up with your power without Ryder or Godot around. Don't worry about that, Detective Gumshoe. There is one more who has reached the peak. Raw. This is the Ace Attorney 2 song. Oh. The prosecution stands ready. I don't remember what my Franny voice was, really. Also, she is gonna know who we are. Was it just girl voice? Who remembers? I kind of forgot Franny. I definitely discussed this being a possibility last week, but I had forgotten about it. It was just like a voice. Wasn't really just like, okay. What if she can shoot air bullets now? That could be raw. I mean, she's got the whip. I don't know if she needs to shoot air bullets. I mean, maybe she can do whip bullets. But I feel like she's always been able to do that, right? I feel like that's always been implied. I don't think she needs them. She's got the Flanium whip. Yeah. Shoutouts to MPW. Creating a character bit out of a night when I had a sore throat and I wanted to speak as little as possible. The prosecution stands ready. And you are? This guy doesn't know anybody. It's bigger than the one. It's bigger than the one left on the wall by Manfred Raw. Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Raw. Legends are a thing of the past. I am a Von Karma, and this is my era. Doom. End of chapter. This is raw. This is so raw. This is so raw. It's in the text. It's in the text. Oh man. Oh, Zebra. Zebruhaha. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Oh, then you must be quite a big shot, huh? I think that's understating it a little. By the way, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, what is his reaction? Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before, too. Or am I just imagining things? Am I in the presence of two great lawyers? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. Does this guy fucking live under a rock the rest of his life? How do you not know the most famous guy in town? This guy's a rock star. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Of course, nobody else talks like that. This guy doesn't fucking do anything. This guy did like one case 6 years ago, and then he did the fucking shitty case with Luke Atme and Winston Payne, and otherwise he just fucking goes home and stares at a wall the rest of his life. He doesn't even do anything fucking fun, like have sex with Haru's grandmother, or like found charities about practicing safe masturbation techniques. He doesn't even do like community works projects, like visiting schools or anything. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. Raw! She's just down for a fight! She just wants to test her power! This is so raw. There isn't? But I'm sure once before in this... Oh! I told you, there is no such weakling. Glad he got to be here for this moment. This is raw. This guy's last case was a pain case where the defendant was trying to be found guilty. Now he's about to be in for a legendary Emperor showdown. I told you, there is no such weakling. The Flanium tipped whip. There it is. Except you'll have to imagine the tip is like flanny hair color green or something. What is that? Oh, whip? Not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip. Hold it. I have no objection to the whip. Raw! You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. Yo, the 17 cups of coffee technique? Armament whip. Bless the whip with flame powers? That sounds raw. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. Raw. This promises to be interesting. Miles Edgeworth. M.E. Mr. M.E. I had expected to face MPW here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I've been waiting for all this time. M.E., I will not allow this chance to crush you slip between my fingers. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. And the fucking audience goes, "Boo, you stink!" Yeah, imagine drinking 17 cups of coffee a day. Oh! The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Dunim. In the middle of, I think there's a bit where she I think there's a bit where when she explains this, she like flicks the whip, and it creates like the whip creates a transition into a flashback, where a young Franny Von Karma gets a gets a PO book from her. It's one of those like, oh wow, like that's a really cool use of the medium. It's even the point of a trial. It's not funny. It's a legal proceeding, you guys. Come on. I too met her once, long ago. Ah! I haven't seen this picture before. I'm pretty sure. Maybe we did. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Crime photo! There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. Do we have her in the log? Yeah. Franziska Von Karma, age 19. My mentor, Manfred Von Karma's daughter, born and raised in Germany. Prosecutor at 13. 13? 19! Real. Beh? After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Raw. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. A woman? I don't think so. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness. we haven't needed these since Cody Atkins. We gotta get the meat boxes. There are some boxes and bags out in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness. Bailiff, fetch a box and bag for this poor lady, please. Oh, there she is. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Oh, little old me. Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Oh, this fucking guy. I bet he's not even getting like weird like. I guess he's not even getting like weirdly turned on by the whip. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Raw. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. I, I think in ours she said those without. You want me to leave? We all do. No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. Well, that's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. The courtroom is no place for milquetoast non-deviants, so true. Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, huh? He's not even Canadian in ours. He's just fucking normal. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. But, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished. Oh! Just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple. Yes, you could say that. Excuse me. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There is only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle. Now, are you, M.E.? Mr. M.E.? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. The night of the murder. We don't even have any, like, funnies next to us. Another potential stream title for tonight was, why does the prosecutors, why does Wright's bench smell like barbecue sauce? Or something like that. That night, we'll hit the good old save yoinky. Alright, tell me when oh, hold on, wait for it.
Hold it!
Almost sounded exactly like Phoenix. What is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip, in your case. A tutor with an air bullet. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place? Well, as you can see, my back. Hold it. Violently? That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. That sounds important. Just being alive is like strict training. Wow! On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was gonna finally finish me off.
Hold it!
You left Iris to help. With what? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is to simply watch over the Acolytes so they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions.
Hold it!
So, you returned to the Hazakura temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world after all. Oh, cruel, cruel world. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind. Yep. You might think you're ready to know that. You might think you're ready to know that. I bet your next question is gonna be, where exactly did you wash? This is why you have to watch the young ones. What are you going on about? Pathetic. Miles Edgeworth. The lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench? Oh my god, there is! Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so... maybe this town does have it out for defense prosecutors. That was fucked.
Hold it!
The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. This is when she's she. Oh yeah, I stuck that there 2 years ago. Yeah, Phoenix is always sweating bullets. He doesn't notice shit. That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. Raw, inside the mind of an edge. Alright. I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but the acolytes act up violently, left Iris to help the acolyte return to the Hazakura temple. There's no bath. The inner temple, you see, needed a long, hot soak. After I'd finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. Let me reread through my my evidence. Let's see here. Carried by Lise Nim, has her fingerprints on it. Parent murder weapon has the victim's blood and the suspect's fingerprints. Shows Misty Faye. Received before the lights out, they'll deny the crime. Protects from evil spirits and cock check. Found in the main hall. Note to Iris, that's right. Salutations here. There's something I must talk to you about. I'll be waiting for you tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall. Make sure you come unless you want your secret to be exposed. Fucking idiot. Shows the temple and the surrounding area. Okay. Weather data. Right. Snow with occasional lightning strikes. Snow 7 to 10:50. Lightning 10 to 11. Lightning struck the bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. Oh, Colt. I can't tell if it's just because it's like she's got extra makeup on or maybe, but like this is not the person in this picture. Like that is not Bikini. Unless she just is wearing, you know, like fancy eyelashes and, you know, a shitload of lipstick. Rang lights out bell at 10 p.m. and was then in her room until the murder was discovered. Okay, right. Police autopsy report time 10 to 11. Cause loss of blood from stab and back. Body fell 10 feet after death, that's interesting. I know we got this last week, but I don't think I actually read it. And the crime photo. Okay, so Iris rang lights out bell at 10, was then in her room until the murder was discovered. It must be this I'm presenting on, because we're definitely being like, okay, how could you have seen Iris at all when she says she wasn't there? Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid, Raw. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, well, well. Don't look at her cheeks. Don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No! She said that? A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. we are really banking on the play that our defendant wouldn't be so stupid as to make up an alibi, a stupid alibi at least. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. All people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the one being whipped in here? Edgeworth, we got whipped up just a couple of minutes ago. Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means we must call your memory into question. No, dear, dear, dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you? Bikini? Well, that isn't exactly what I... My memory is perfect, crystal clear. Especially in winter. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, huh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of the witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Judge, you can't handle all that. No, he's not ready. He's not ready for the big leagues. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. I'm not even going to entertain the Canadian. and let us return to the cross-examination. What am I doing exactly? Oh, that night. Oh, she just added more comments. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Interesting.
Hold it!
Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Raw. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake, thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. Okay, presents. Ruin the hood. Yes.
Objection!
She wasn't wearing her hood. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon warting hood, correct? Of course! It is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Her cheeks. Wait a minute. Uh-oh.
Objection!
She. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? Oh, this is when she's so vulnerable. Did we have a joke about that? I don't remember anything about Franny, really. I don't remember any. Did she have any bits other than the Flanium Whip at MPW? Was she vulnerable? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night. Becomes a demon morning wood. That's pretty good, Nap. Before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? He is so fucking devious right now. A man who has never been more that in this moment. There he is. Wait, come back. There he is. Went one too far. It's good to be back. If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Oh, well, what? Oh, look at all the little boxes. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. I think I'm having fun here, actually. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Aww. Order in the court. Sister. This hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile. A surplus of hoods, huh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. Oh, well then this is quite strange. Ouch! If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Raw. His technique. Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. Raw, his technique! His technique! They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. After my bath, what did I do? Think about it, huh? I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. It's just funny. I like that, like doing that voice. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise! Oh, Jesus! And with that sword of all things! I think we did see this before. I think I was like, oh my. She is fucking sticking it. I mean, she could be trying to pull it out of her. She could be trying to go for the pull-out method. I guess if she's seeing her here without the hood, that would be who we think to be Iris. Yeah, I could have ever gone into her bed. It has prongs. She looks so hot with her hair down. True. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Well, that's new. Didn't bring that one up before. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. Get off the bench! Snack yells. Ugh, this judge. Fucking. Ugh. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? Only when my voice is sore. After my bath. Okay, around 11, huh? Well, we think that the time was sometime between 10 and 11. And I think it had probably stopped snowing by that point, I would guess. And the bridge should already be on fire. Okay, all important pieces to keep in mind.
Hold it!
How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hazakura Temple. Ooh, that sounds important. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? There are 2 missing people in this case still. One of them a small child. That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall.
Hold it!
You say you heard a noise. Thump! Just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump! Just like that. Excuse me. But then, couldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that. Oh, fuck! The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Nobody laugh unless you want to get whipped. Laugh if you want to get whipped. Ha. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and...
Hold it!
This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to... The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini tried to recall exactly who it was you saw as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, blush. I guess nobody wants to get whipped. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Had a demonic aura about her. It was like a modern One Piece episode. There were all kinds of colors and flashing lights. And the murderer was Sakaka slop to the max. Something that's been bugging me all this time. Please don't keep us in suspense. Her hood! Her hood? That's right. It's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. Well, fuck. Have I screenshotted this picture yet? Yes, I did. We did last time. That's right. We definitely saw this before, because that's when I was like, she looks like, June in her, like, Free the Soul robes. I thought something was out of place, but, well, shoot, that puts Iris at the scene. It all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? Well, that's awfully convenient of you to remember. Ha! You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? It's probably important. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Miles Edgeworth. If you want to hang yourself, you need only ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Raw. Witness, add that statement to your testimony. No problemo. Iris didn't have her hood on.
Hold it!
You are sure about that? Yes. After all, we always wear the same clothes. Ah, I don't mean because we're poor, you understand. It's our style. Yeah, that's it. There's absolutely no need to explain yourself. Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip. A flanium puppy, if you will. At least then it might bite you and not someone else. He's funny. Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. Now, please tell us about the victim, huh?
Hold it!
The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor? Oh, no. Asakura Temple is a single-story building. But the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to about the height of a two-story building. If this were, I need a very like shoddily rendered like 3D image of the temple. Like here's the front, and then it like rotates around. You know, like in Danganronpa when they're showing like the fun house. That's what I need this. That's what I need this to do. I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room, after all.
Hold it!
What makes you so sure of all of this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise coming from the courtyard, alright? Thump. Just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. Oh yeah, 10 feet, that's a pretty good fall. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then. Yep. More than just a pretty face, especially in the winter. I'd hate to see this in any other time of year. She's a mess. She's more than just a face, especially in winter, but winter's also when her back acts up the most. She's all over the place. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of the Hazakura Temple. This is the line that, like, if she ends up being, like, a fucking, like, Reploid robot or, like, alien in disguise, this is the, like, glitching out, like, breaking, like, about to transform, like, I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple. I'm a woman of faith, after all. Like, he just repeats this over and over again. There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? Doesn't feel like she's lying. This is very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own abilities as a defense attorney. Raw. Okay. So, stabbing back, body fell 10 feet after death. I mean, interesting that they're saying that she was seemingly stabbed before falling, right? That's what this is saying. Like, she would have been stabbed in her room and then pushed out. She was already dead when she fell. She's one tough cookie. Rang lights out bell at 10 p.m. Sent in her room till the murder was discovered. It's like pretty deep in, because there is another point on the left side of the blade, right? Because it's got 7 points total. Also, she's facing, or like she's to the left there, but she's to the right here? That could be important. So the sword is like through her whole fucking body here, like we are like 4 points deep. Finished my bath, thought I should return to the inner temple. I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard, I took a look, and Iris was, and Mystic Elise, and with that sword of all things. Now that you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on. Staying in the corner room, faces out onto the courtyard. Stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed. Okay, well we can dispute that. Cause in fact, I mean, maybe that sword happened afterward, but she had certainly been stabbed in the back by something already. Something else. What if Pearl did it? What if that's the big fucking twist of Ace Attorney 3 is that little pearly fucking Faye murdered her? What if what if Miss Elise Dunim, this is my final book, and it depicts Pearl Faye murdering. It depicts a little like P.O. sleeping in an incinerator, waking up, and then like murdering a woman. You know what it means. Yes, I suppose I do.
Objection!
Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say, anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? This is pure fucking Riz. The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Ah, that's right. It says after death right here. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Order, order. The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. Yeah, it's funny. She has like weird little like boots on, it looks like. And she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below.
Objection!
Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dunim's room? I don't know, it seems like something you would have investigated, Edgeworth, if you weren't the player character. She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? I don't know, I wasn't there, actually. Ouch! No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Fascinating. How could no traces of blood be found in the victim's room if she bled out in her room? Seemingly. What did they fucking throw? What did they throw plastic mat or plastic fucking wrappings down? Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious beard. However, there was no blood in the room, then you... Oh, Jesus! I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood? When you take it out. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed raw. So this is how Wright feels entering a case without knowing anything. What's up, Tamal? Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. You didn't know that. You didn't know that. I didn't know that. You're correct. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. Raw. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. Shwing, shwing, shwing. Raw. Oh no, she doesn't have little like boots on. She just has little tiny feet. Order, order! I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma, Raw. She locates and takes control of every vital point. Huh. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part. Tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please! Remain standing on the crate. Remain standing on those boxes. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. Grip. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. She's so gay! This is literally that edit I made of Aru. So true, Will. She's so gay, right? The fan base writes her as gay. Tell me I'm not like boldly, bravely standing up in the middle of a meeting. I ship Franziska von Karma and Maya Fey. Like that's pretty typical, right? It must be. With the whip. And Edgeworth, who has suppressed any and all feelings, just whoosh. The fan base frames everyone as gay. That is true. I do think I know that. Oh boy! All right. Keep your panties on for now. Franny Adrian is a big one. Oh, that I will need to see some examples of in my inbox. Everyone in Ace Attorney is gay except Larry Butts. Fanbase likes her being gay, and they do ship her with Maya, as she is just another important female character. Fair enough. Again, though, those Franny Adrian pictures, I'll end stream right now if you give me some good ones. Actually, it's like really fucking warm in my room. I think I need to turn my fan up. Give me a second. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess when Adrian Andrews moves in with Maggie Bird and they live across the hall from Cody Hackins, I guess there can be like a Franny romance arc. That could be a good season. Could be, one of those good will they won't they. Come Shoot Larry Butts is one I've heard of before. They call it Dick Butts. That's pretty good. Dick Butts down at the Pre. Oh boy, alright. Further details. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, thinking about Pre, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? I forgot she fainted. We did know that. And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. Divine Retribution. Just as it was written in the unreleased PO Origins. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Funny that she said it out loud and then the defendant voiced those exact sentiments. The system works. Von Karmas strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. He doesn't even get the mister. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma. You, of all people, should know. And I'm here to teach you just that, Raw. Further details. Alright, sword was already in place.
Hold it!
At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I saw any blood, not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. 1, 2, 3. In any case, let's be clear about one very important point. Mistha will be too formal for family members, even for her. I guess that's true. Probably is like family. Fucking Von Karma probably spent more time with Edgeworth than he did her. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? A question that Phoenix Wright would never ask. Even though she outright states it, but like, whatever.
Hold it!
Think carefully, this is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. Nope. When I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. Might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth.
Hold it!
So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it splattered onto Iris, too. Oh, that's a claim. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. Oh, fuck. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? Shoot, I'm really off my game. I really should have investigated every room of the building instead of just the ones they would allow me into. You're losing it, Miles. That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? We'll stop here for now, I think. But we'll be back. I can't afford to make things look any worse for the defendant. I'll bide my time for now. Witness, please continue. What? Who folds their laundry?
Hold it!
Now, on to what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct? Well, I was unconscious. How long were you out for? I don't know, 10, maybe 20 minutes? A young man with a very prickling looking head woke me up. Yo, that's us! By stepping on me, actually. Oh, that's right, we did step on her. Not sure I like that method of resuscitation. Well, I wasn't asking for mouth-to-mouth or anything of the sort. But I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you. I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening? Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. By Mystic Ami, you are referring to the golden statue, correct? Just stabbing someone with the Shijishito, a sacred treasure, is terrible enough. But to then make Mystic Ami hold the blade... Truly a heinous, despicable crime. Remember the last time that we saw Von Karma on the prosecution, or like the prosecution stand was during the GOAT circus trial, the Very Good Circus. Franny don't get up for nothing less than 10s now. It is easy to despise something. Anyone can do it. However, there is something that cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubly hard for you. The sexual tension, oh my. I guess she did get shot before the killer case. I suppose that's fair. Yeah, I guess she only did get 2, huh? Seemed like more. Anyway, what is the problem? Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? It is very Danganronpa-esque to set it up like this. Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that? No, I don't think I can. There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts. That's true, so true, bestie. In early spring, for example, I often find myself flocking to the care of a what? There isn't always. That phrase might come in handy someday. Raw. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Shichishito from the Ami statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaws in this testimony, perhaps then I will begin to find the truth. Okay. Looked across. Oh, that's right. We can always press further on that one thing. Didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. Can't blame me. When I woke Mystic Ami. Okay, I think we're gonna have to press further on this statement because I don't think there's anything else we can really get from here. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding? Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. And what did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed. But I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Whoa, well that's a totally different story then. Pulling the sword out. Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out. Anybody else getting sweaty in here? Witness! Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. Plunged into the hilt? The blade plunged into the hilt! This blade is fucking massive! Who pulls out now?
Hold it!
Smoothly, you say. You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out. That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Ami. And yet only the tip is covered in blood, huh? Insane sentence. Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. It kind of turned me on for a moment, if I'm honest, Your Honor. The sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. It slid out from that gaping wound. Ah! God, that gaping gash. Oh, it was bloody, too. It goes without saying that if a sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? Can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. Okay. So if the blade was drawn out, then why was it stabbed back in again? music didn't stop. Fuck. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Humph. You say that with such gusto that I suppose I must agree that that is all there is to it. Don't get smart with me. Get smart with this penalty. It would appear that even I can make mistakes. Fuck, fuck. Maybe I presented in the wrong place. Let's see here. I mean, right, this is like what we're saying, right? Why was it who inserted the blade again if it was smoothly pulled out?
Hold it.
Iris was stooped over, the sword was buried up to the hilt. Iris stood up, the sword in her hands just slid out of her body. The apparent murder weapon has the victim's blood and the suspect's fingerprints on it. Do we think I need to say that there's only blood on the tip? If it was entirely through her body, there would be more blood on it? Plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Maybe I am doing that. The only other thing I can think of. I mean, why would they specify plunged into the hilt otherwise? I would be more confident about this if it said, has the victim's blood on the tip, like, specifically. But I'm gonna try it. Yeah! Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. Oh, what do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Was thrust up to its hilt. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain. Ouch! Explain yourself. To start with, excuse me, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? Yeah, probably not. No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Objection!
Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble. I, too, may appear to be weak and frail. But I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose. True. The objection stands. I whipped a little back there, I must admit. Shut the fuck up. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. That's... We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts, but if it comes out the other side, that idea kind of falls short. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story, or, you know, looks like this. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
Objection!
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a Shichishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Objection!
Let's prove it. I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction. You've still got more? We had 3 things here. Phoenix would have only had 1. This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? Alright, good, I did get 1 then. Her rebuttal line there was, but like, what if? Well, sometimes it could happen. You don't know. If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. Whoosh. Raw, 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 raw. No. Order, order, ouch! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage 1, if that. She's talking about Phoenix. But what does this all mean? Proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is... the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shichishito. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. I forgot about that bit. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? Well... it's because Mr. Kami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shichishito was the murder weapon. Oh, that's a pretty good point. I thought it was the murder weapon. Oh, Jesus! So maybe the Shichishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? We would have struggled for like 25 minutes to get to this, this rebuttal as Phoenix. Edgeworth, right on the pulse. Shoot. This would have taken MPW like 25 minutes to get to. It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as if to a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Miss Von Karma. Oh my. No evidence of that kind was found. Oh, that's pretty damning evidence. Maybe our police force just sucks. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. I've got the murder weapon right here. What is it, sister? I was just thinking. It's possible that they used a sword-like object and then swallowed it. Yeah, that's it. They swallowed it. Exactly. They swallowed the sword-like object. Perfect. Case closed. They've got a point. Can you refute that they didn't swallow a sword-like object, Mr. Edgeworth? What the fuck just happened? That just maybe. What actually happened was, it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. I guess if it's on the other side of the bridge, the place where nobody can get to. You what? Ah! Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible! What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Swallowed the sword. One line of box. They swallowed the sword! Yeah, he's Canadian in the text, but he's just fucking stupid in ours. I saw the murder at around, let's say 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. I think, did we notice the snowmobile was gone? I don't remember if we, like, went to that screen, if we went right out to the bridge. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Ah, shit. Hopefully the weapon didn't fucking float into the fountain of youth. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape. Well, with my back and my age and it being winter, you know. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph. Look at this photograph! That might be as close as we get to that again. Can I wildly speculate and have that be a part of my testimony now? Of course! It wouldn't be a trial in this town without it. It is your God-given right. Snowmobile, eh? Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. I suppose. Where's the bell tower, though? Maybe it's just the angle. The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple. Maybe that's just the Delight snowmobile and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Interesting. That solves your pesky little problem, yes. The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination. I saw the murder.
Hold it!
You are sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. Couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least. Maya Fey is gonna be like fucking master of ice after this. Please continue, sister. She's gonna be immune to the cold from now on.
Hold it!
You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right. The one who trampled me. Seems she is the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. MPW. Now there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. He didn't even have his cell phone on him? He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always, Raw. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand too. It's how she travels! She'll be the master of ice and run off to Canada with the shit judge. I don't like that at all. Anyway, I was really scared. It was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I'd go out to the main gate for a spell.
Hold it!
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. True, there it is. That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate. So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Let's leave it here for now. Looks very likely that the snowmobile is related to this case. Can't help but think that Iris used it, but for what? I'd better hold off on this for now. Takes 15 minutes to walk to the bridge, less than 5 to do one of those. So 10 minutes there and back. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Ah, there's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked, yes. It was about a month ago. Everyone's like, oh my god, the fucking bikini flashback in the middle of this? Jesus Christ, Oda says Nomura, wrap it up. You don't need to give every single character a flashback. This is what, like the 4th one this arc? We just got out of the Franny flashback. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since then. Oh, indeed! Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Hold it!
Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Raw.
Hold it!
While it would have been possible, time-wise, one element remains out of place here. Oh, and what would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Remember, motive. It's usually the last thing that I make Phoenix Wright figure out. Why go? Much like Whirl Islands, why go? When there are other methods. Too many unanswered questions, indeed. Your response, Miss Von Karma? Oh, gee! Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? What? She's just over the top as always. Can't anyone be normal like me? As he adjusts his cravat. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Point! What? What did you just say? We can't. No, 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 no. She literally just said, no, but it is though. Point. I get this one. What do you mean it was? You can't just decide that it was. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. I mean, I guess that's what Larry Butts will be for, maybe, is he might be able to be like, no, I didn't see anybody. Alright. Let's see, we don't have Larry's, like, testimony or, like, note saying that he didn't, like, or that he saw or didn't see anyone. Dial M for Miles. Yo, what's up, K-Man? Okay. I guess we'll, I don't remember which one it was on, if it was this one or the next. We'll press further, see what we get. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question. Was it still warm at that time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, what do you mean, huh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? Playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. I'm having a lot of fun saying snowmobile in all these voices. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. Ah, I see. I never thought about that. Well, now that I know what you mean, I can confidently say yes. I might have said no before. That was close. That's right. I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, this one time, you know what? Golly gee, I did. I went up and licked the darn thing. Damn near burned my tongue. There wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Oh. Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. It had been snowing until recently. There wasn't any snow on it. Curses! Seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, huh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? Interesting. Alright, I feel like I gotta figure out the timing of all of what we're saying here. So she saw the murder at around 11 p.m., then passed out for, 10 to 20 minutes or so. If the killer then took the murder weapon, ran, took the snowmobile 5 minutes one way, 5 minutes back, could have been back by about 11:10. And then she said, then she would have woke up, because then Phoenix would have stepped on her. So he wouldn't have run into her if we're saying she would have already left and came back. Interesting. And we know that we're saying it was snowing from approximately 7 to 10:50. So it would not have been snowing at this point, which means that if someone used the snowmobile, at like 11, then it would have, gotten brushed off or flew off while they were driving it, and no new snow would have fallen. So that all kind of adds up. That all lines up. Rang out bell. Rang lights at about 10 p.m. Then in a room to the murder was discovered. Well, if this is her body when it was discovered, then we probably know that, like, this occurred after it had stopped snowing. Which I guess makes sense. I don't know if that's important right now, but that could be. Tracks photo. So the snowmobile, definitely no snow on it. We do have tracks. There's also footprints. I'm trying to figure out. I feel like the fact that the snowmobile path and the footprints path intersect, that has to be important. Because if the footprint tracks were already there and then the snowmobile went over them, then that would prove that the snowmobile was used after, and these are presumably Phoenix's footprints. Or if the snowmobile track was already there, like, I can't decide if I see a footprint in the middle of that track or not. Like, I kind of do, but I kind of don't. There's a couple little bits in there that maybe look like a little bit like a footprint, but not really also. Like, I can use my T box here. Like, right above the T, like, that kind of looks like a footprint a little bit. But, like, not really, also. I don't remember where it was. I think I'm gonna. This seems like the only lead I have. I'm not sure where where I can present this though.
Hold it!
Let me press this again. did find out it was. Wasn't any snow on it. So there wasn't any snow on it, which means it would have been used after the snow stopped falling at about 10:50. But she's saying that when she got outside, which again would have been after she sent Phoenix.
Hold it. Hold it.
It's interesting that pressing further doesn't seem to like add anything new. To the log.
Hold it.
Alright, she was too afraid to use it.
Hold it.
Somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. So sometime between like 11 to 10 or to 11:20, she would have been passed out.
Hold it.
Why did the killer do this? Why go and yeah. And we just let him get away with this kind of. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon?
Hold it.
And yeah, we're like pretty sure about the time of it all. I mean, I feel like it is important that there's no like super obvious footprint in the middle of where the snowmobile tracks are, which again would mean that the snowmobile went. Well, wait, hold on. The snowmobile came back. It looks like it would have come back, right? With how it's positioned. It would have been coming back from wherever it was and did that pattern. So yeah, it definitely would have come back after Phoenix already ran away. I'm in my chair watching seals. Yo, what's up, Isaac? I definitely think I'm onto something here. Because maybe the snowmobile went out while it was still snowing, and then the snow would have covered up the, you know, the leaving tracks. And then it came back when it had stopped snowing. which might have been after Phoenix left. I just don't know where to present this photo. I mean, it could just be right here. I think I'm just gonna try that and then see what happens. Ah, nuts. Alright, well, we tried that. Tracks. Takes 15 minutes to walk Dusky Bridge. Less than 5 using one of those. I mean, are we saying that the Shishito has the victim's fingerprints on it? Is that... What if it said in her profile, doesn't seem capable of driving a snowmobile? Like, oh. I have no idea. Saw the murder at around 11 p.m. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while it was knocked out? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Again, it would have stopped snowing at 10:50, so we know that whoever used the snowmobile, it must have occurred after 10:50. Otherwise, the tracks would be filled. You know, there wouldn't be any evidence, any trail. Which does seem to line up with everything that we're saying here. I don't know how can I bring Larry Butts into this? The sentences I never thought I would say. If only he had been useful, we maybe could have gotten a statement from him. Unless we're trying to, we could maybe argue that this is when Iris used the snowmobile, but again, if she did at 10, which it doesn't seem like she did, right? But even if she had done it at 10, if she came back, you know, even just 30 minutes later, it still would have been snowing. It would have been snow on it again. You also remember being stumped on this exact one? Okay, well that's that's reassuring at least that I'm not missing something super obvious. Although, you know, I am. But, you know, I am missing something. Its obviousness is to be debated. Definitely not that. I mean, this is the photo we just got. I know everybody's always like, what was the last piece of evidence you got, Smile? Snowmobile. No snow on it. Footprints. Leading away from the place. Tracks. Coming toward the place. Seems to be going over the already existing footprints. I mean, there's also no bell tower in the background. At least not visible from this angle. I don't know if that's anything or not. Ow. Is that even the same snowmobile? We did also try presenting that on this one, I believe. I'm almost positive it was this one. If it wasn't, it was this one. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there's surely a problem with this testimony. Was there a reason to throw away the murder weapon? What if the snowmobile was the murder weapon? What if she drove the snowmobile through Elise Dunim? Is that even the same snowmobile?
Hold it!
I suppose it is. That's it. That's the only one we have. Checks out. It does seem to be the same gate. I don't mean to derail you, but I spent some time running around as Destiny today, and she visited Carmine and Kieran and the Kazuiji and that Axel guy. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, Destiny, So we get lit in Terrarium. Ah, classic. I'm playing fucking spot the difference here. See if I notice anything different about between these two pictures. Snowmobile's even parked in the same way. It's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls on it. Oops. And Gung Kuanger saw Haruka on TV, and so he's in the Battle Nexus now too. Raw! Does The only thing we know that's gone, potentially, is the fucking jewel from the staff. Taken that night from main gate to Dusky Bridge. Takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5. I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Hey, thanks, Pixie. Are you grilling off to bed? I think I'm gonna curl up in my bed. Hey, alright. Have a great night's sleep, buddy. Fell from Dusky Bridge, currently hospitalized. Good night, buddy. Curling up like a shrimp on the Barbie. I am so goddamn stuck. I would take a hint at this point if anyone has one to offer up. Okay, so if the snowmobile was used, who are the suspects? Wouldn't be Larry Butts. Wouldn't be Phoenix. Probably not Pearl. I mean, it could be Iris. It didn't seem like she went down to the Heaven Hell Hotel or whatever. But we don't know that really for sure, because fucking Larry Butts couldn't give a shit. She could have used it after the murder, but why? Or how can I prove that she used it before the murder? The key is something in this picture. Does it have to do with the footprints? And the fact that the snowmobile trail goes over the footprints and covers them up? Thus kind of implying that the snowmobile trail happened before the or after the footprints? That seems like the secret of the photo. I just don't know how to on what statement to apply that to if that is the case. And I swear I tried it on, I believe, this statement. Saved right after I did it, so it should load me back in on the same statement I tried it on, which would be yes, this one. I mean, I could try it on this one, I suppose. And then we got a little bit more health to play with here, but I don't want to necessarily just throw things at the wall quite yet. Anything else? Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. True. 15 minutes to walk to Dusky, less than 5. I guess, I mean, she's establishing a timeline for sure. And she's kind of throwing out the theory that the person used the snowmobile after the murder to go down to the river and throw the murder weapon away. And that she would be able to do that in about 10 minutes or so. Iris could have done that. Maybe I need to present it on this statement, because again, it seems maybe like the snowmobile went out after Phoenix had already left, and so she's saying here that it would have happened before that. So maybe this is the statement I'm using that photo on. Yeah, okay. I admit this photograph proves something. Okay, so we were on it like pretty quickly about what the photograph was showing. I just used it on the wrong statement and then didn't think any harder on it. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? Right. What do you mean? We did talk about how the first track would be covered up by snow. Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. if this was the case, then naturally there should be 2 sets of tracks in the snow. Okay, that too. I might be like 1 or 2 steps ahead. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back. Ah, you're right. Huh. You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction, now doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. Whoosh! Raw. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks? I mean, depending on when she left, but no, we are arguing that she did it afterwards, so there would be a contradiction with that. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction? Says Miss Fingerwag. No need. The evidence will do all of the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. We're just saying as fact now. Just want to make sure we're all clear with that. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow, or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary. We're not covered by snow. It's weather report. Take that! Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? Weather data. On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report. Yo, JoJo's Will, don't pop off. For Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50 p.m. And I know a thing or two about snow. I come from a mountain. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Oh, she's so vulnerable. Born for this case. Order, order! Very well then. Looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. No, no, no. You don't do that. You don't get that. Ouch! Thank you! Would somebody kill this guy already? It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Whoosh! Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Perhaps she'd have fared better if she had taken her little dog Max instead. little Max Gumshoe. Hey, pal. Answer me this. Answer me this, then. When is a weather report ever correct? This is what we're arguing? No. You've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Ouch! Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracy. No. Come the fuck on. Be so for real right now. We're not doing this, are we? Come on. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. If I choose to ignore the data, my case still stands. Well then. It's true. If we ignore the data, we can't be totally sure now, can we? What the fuck? How did she pull that off? God damn it, it's so much easier being a prosecutor. This fucking sucks. It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. Ugh, I've come this far, there's no turning back now. He is so, like, perhaps I owe Phoenix an apology. Very well. I, too, cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. They're about to lock me into a dubious choice here, so I just want to be sure. Also, perfectionist coming from you, Von Karma. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where's your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? The picture. There's no snow on the snowmobile. Your response, Miss Von Karma? It looks like it is still snowing in your heart, too. Shivering in the cold, you are closing your eyes to the truth. What? What? No. And to think you just arrived after a long, tiring flight from Germany. That was poetry. Pure. No, fuck. What do you mean, fuck you? What do you mean? What do you mean? Even if it is snowing in my heart. I was gonna be like, what the fuck? This is what it's like? She's on to how was that not it? Where was my point to the picture? At the time of the murder, it had already stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple. Where's your evidence that it already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? I guess we can't prove. Okay, I didn't read the question hard enough. This is the evidence that the snow had stopped falling when the victim was killed, because there's no snow on her corpse. I guess we can't prove. I guess this isn't conclusive enough evidence. I did already. We talked about the fact that there wasn't snow on her body already. I did talk about that. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, I guess I can't use the photo that we're like, you can't really trust this. To be like, are you sure? I guess. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo would tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Dunim. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed. That is why. In other words, Karma could say that the snow decided to selectively fall only in certain parts of the temple. Yeah, well, a snowstorm has to have an edge somewhere, right? Perhaps it was snowing in one part of the temple, but not in the other. Where's your proof? Where's your proof that the temple wasn't directly on the edge of a snowstorm? Be so fucking for real. if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be 2 sets of tracks. Ah! Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess so. I don't know. I thought it was pretty... Oh, Jesus! Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? Classic sibling argument. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Can I say I haven't talked in a while. I want to say something. This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. We know that? The key was found in her room after the murder. Son of a bitch. God, I'm rusty. Why did I only check like 60% of the grounds? Always check everywhere. It was rule number 1 in the book, goddammit. Rule number 2, of course, being make shit up. Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. Another thing she also didn't tell us. Somehow, this is all Gumshoe's fault. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So, she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. Go. That sounds right. But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple... Go. Snowmobile. I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple... It was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw, and it was covered in snow, too. Interesting, okay. But that isn't possible! Order, order, order in the court. What does all this mean? So then, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photograph. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. No, wait, I intended to investigate Iris's room, but it's like I had no option to. Like I could only go, like, 4 places instead of my usual everywhere. How does Wright manage to win most cases like this? And there was only one way back to the detention center. Being a defense attorney is realizing the liminal space of the town. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. Think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking, perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? Someone fucking annoying, perhaps? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. I know, just the idiot. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame then. Hold on a minute, I know an idiot. Something is coming to me, oh yes, and it stinks. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor. Actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Rah, rah, rah. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come to mind. He is an idiot, and number two, he is quite the idiot. Which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder, and the second being, this individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. End of fucking chapter. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
Take that!
This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Leduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. Jean-Luc Deluc. Jean-Luc de Leduc. Jean-Luc de Leduc. Jean-Luc de Leduc. Bob Loblaw's Loblog. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Dunim. Her student? Interesting. Why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder? That's... I could tell them all about his designs, Virus. It may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist, Raw. He was, perhaps, searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. Classic Edgeworth. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking wretch of a man. What does she always say? This lousy, awful, loser, stupid, fucking idiot of a man. What exactly was it that he saw? I don't know. I intend to extract that from him, right here in this courtroom. Foolish fucking fool of a man, yeah. It just looks like he would let somebody die on the job or something. Summon this youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. Hey guys, who are you talking about? It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. Court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. To be continued. Alright, what do we want to do here? February 9th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. I did start early. We're just about at 3 hours. You know, if this was another 3 hour stretch, I mean, you know, that would still be late. But it could also not be 3 hours. You know, if it's not that long. I feel like I remember this next part being long too. I mean, yeah, if this next part is long, I definitely don't want to be going until, you know, 3:30 if this is just as long as the first part has been. And I know that technically we did, you know, we didn't start, you know, right away. It hasn't been 3 hours of gameplay, you know, only been maybe more. 2 hours 30, 2 hours 45 or so. How did we get to 3 hours? Well, in about 4 minutes it'll be 3 hours. I'm gonna use the bathroom real fast. If somebody wants to maybe like look up a long play or something, or I don't know. But let me go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. It won't take too much longer. Um, Will's in charge. All right, I'm back. Snack would say to go for it, but it could be another 2 3 hours. I am probably leaning towards calling it then here. I mean, it means we're gonna be really fucking dragging this case out with a lot of fucking streams, but that's you know I don't there's not I don't not that that's necessarily a bad thing. It just means that I don't know it's gonna be you know from what I'm seeing this will be just as long. Okay, again because if it was only like another like 2 hours like that I would probably be fine with because I would typically stop at around 2:30. You know is usually like my intended target time. Look at a playthrough and this section is same length. Okay. Yeah, that's probably a little bit later than I would want to go. And yeah, of course, you know, that's assuming we get everything and, you know, there's time for bits and stuff. Yeah, it is the last case. It could be a few sessions. Will definitely be more sessions than the first game for sure. I think the first one was 15 sessions. We'll have to see if it's longer playtime, but we are definitely at a longer will definitely be more streams. Which is fun. Weird. Yeah, alright. Then we'll call it here. We just saved, right? Oh, hello. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I would like to go to bed now. We just saved, right? Yeah, so I can just load this, and we'll be right here. Perfect. I'm a bit eepy, Mr. Edgeworth. I would like to take my nap now. Speaking of bits, I have a good idea for a bit for next week then already. Good night, Iris. She will take her nap. Hey, that's gonna do it for me here tonight then, I guess. Hey, great stream. A nice cool 3 hours. I think that's like 2 in a row. I think the last one was just about 3 hours as well. But that's okay. If they have to be shorter streams instead of I am A-okay with having more shorter length streams than having fewer death streams. Fewer, but still death streams. Plenty of time for some JJK, but perhaps. Or maybe even Resident Evil. But that's gonna do it. I'll be back tomorrow night with more Spirit and the Mouse. We're gonna try to finish the game, or maybe not. I guess we'll figure it out. But tomorrow afternoon, remember, I'm gonna play a little RuneScape here on the channel. So if you got nothing going on tomorrow afternoon, feel free to drop by, hang out, and we'll have a good time. I'm looking forward to that. But that's it. That's all I got for tonight. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for being queer. Couldn't think of another rhyme. That's it. Big love, everybody. Bye-bye. Mwah, mwah. Bye.